What's good? What's good, brothers? What's good? Welcome. Welcome to another episode of the King Ray Ray Show. I am your host, the Honorable King Ray Ray, here with another day of Ray Rayisms. Peace to all the brothers in the chat, man. I appreciate you being in the joint. King Abraham, appreciate the $25 super chat, brother. Appreciate it. I see you, brother. Appreciate you being in the joint, man, doing the work for me. Thomas Madrini, I see you. Germo, what's good? Ice Cold G, what's good, G? Let's give the people a few minutes to get up in the joint, man. You know what, G? We're all working on this aspect of our lives, man. We live in a world that's so full of evil, so full of temptation, so full of things that we work hard to avoid that we find ourselves in situations where, we really have to work to stay steady in the boat. There are a bunch of waves, tsunamis even, coming in our lives every day trying to sway our boat. And so we have to make sure that we stay steady in the boat. Big Rich. What a Rich? Phrase. I see you, homie. Let's give the people just a few minutes to get in here, man, before we go ahead and make it happen. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, see me as well, put a one in the chat for me. I'll wait for you guys to do that before I continue. Just make sure I'm being heard and seen the way I need to be. Give the people just a couple more minutes to get in here. All right, everyone's all right. Rich is seeing me and hearing me perfectly. Let's get ready to do this thing, man. Let's give the people just a couple of more minutes to get in here, man. I want to make sure everybody's in like Flynn before we start to go in. I appreciate the support, brothers. I appreciate everything, man. You're taking time out of your day to sit here, man, and marinate in this good word from the Most High, man. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be in a position where God chooses to use me in spite of all of my wrongdoing throughout my life, in spite of all of my shortcomings, in spite of all of my, opportunities to resist temptation that I have failed, despite of all of my human error, to see that I'm still being used and I still find enough grace in his sight to be used this way is such a blessing, man, because you never know. You never know when God gets tired of you playing games or tired of you not going as hard as he believes you're supposed to go. What we have to understand is no matter how good you think you live your life, God is the final judge on how well you live it. Innate, appreciate the $5 super chat, brother. Paying tuition. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate everybody being in, man. And again, I appreciate all the support. So we're going to get the people, man. Let's give them another minute, man. We about 4 minutes in. Let's give them about 5 minutes to get in, man. I know it's middle of the day. We trying to figure this thing out, man. Trying to, understand that this is the commonality of the channel that we're going to be in here at noon like this, man. And, I know a lot of people at work got to get out and try to grab that lunch right quick. But while you're out, pop this on and listen to it until you get back. SJ3, my brother, salute to you. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. My squad is showing up. Got about 30 seconds, man. 25, 30 seconds, and we're going to go in. Matter of fact, let me pull this thing up, man. I can do that. I thought I was over on the Ray Ray channel. Let's get over there. Hmm. I'm trying to find it, man. Here we go. Here we go. We in here, man. All right. I appreciate everybody being in the joint. Spiritual OG, appreciate you being in the joint, man. Welcome to the kingdom of Ray, brother. I appreciate you being in here. Donnell Harris, appreciate the $5 super chat, brother. Blessings, brother. BOA, continually doing the work of the Most High. Salute to you, brother. I appreciate it. Big Mario, what's up, yo? All right, now, what we're talking about today is you have to strengthen your spiritual man so your carnal man can no longer control you. You have to strengthen your spiritual man so your carnal man can no longer control you. Now, here's the part about strength. If you are not overcoming the things that are in front of you and you know what they're doing to your life, it's not that you don't have the strength. You're just being a weak man and not using it. You can overcome these things. All you have to do is not do them. If you can't overcome them, you're a weak man. Accept that. Stop presenting yourself to the world like you're a strong man when you can't overcome the things that God has already given you the strength to overcome. How can you believe that you are a man with any connection to the Most High and you don't think He's giving you the strength to overcome these issues? You have the strength. You are just not ready and willing to go through the struggle of attaching yourself to your spirit man so you can detach from the leadership of your carnal man. See, because here's the problem. All of life's issues are caused by the inefficient leadership of your carnal man. All of life's issues are caused by the inefficient, ineffective leadership of your carnal man. If you got a baby mama that's bringing you drama, that situation was caused by your carnal man. If you got a whole bunch of debt, doing crazy stuff, blowing money on stuff, wasting money on stuff, gambling money your way, tricking money your way, doing whatever you did, that was under the inefficient leadership of your carnal man. If you have a criminal record, whatever you were doing to get that record was caused by the inefficient, ineffective leadership of your carnal man. What can you look at in your life and say, that's not quite right, and say your spirit man led you there? That you follow the spirit man, you followed your internal man, your internal makeup, the internal character that you were blessed with, that you were born with, that you know right from wrong, and that led you down the path of self-destruction. No man can honestly say that because that didn't happen. You got to understand, man, the reason you follow your carnal man is because you don't love yourself. You don't love yourself. Not the self you see in the mirror, the self you see when you close your eyes. Stop using these eyes. Use the third eye and learn to love and respect the man that you are. Know that that man is the one who's connected to God. That's the man who's going to be able to lead you out of the turmoil that you've made of your life because of your on the ineffective, inefficient leadership of your carnal man. I don't know why we keep blacking out, man. I keep seeing a quick blackout. I don't know why that's taking place. If it does it again, I'm going to change over to and use my iPhone hotspot for my connection. Because here, when I'm live streaming via Wi-Fi, and live streams are better served on a Ethernet connection. Shaka, what's good, brother? You have to learn love in order to stop being a slave to your carnal man. But not love of a woman, not love of going out here falling in love. I'm talking about love. There's 3 forms of love you need to have. Y'all hold up, man. Let me go ahead and switch this. Let me go ahead and switch this, man. All right, we should be back, man. Now I done split the screen some kind of way. All right, there we go. We should be back, man. We on the we on the network now, man. I'm using my iPhone hotspot. We should be okay now. So y'all bear with me. If y'all can still hear me, man, put a one in the chat for me, man. If you can still hear me and see me fine now, put a one in the chat for me. We should be okay now. I don't know what kind of glitch we have going on, but things were a little glitchy there for a minute, man. So y'all bear with me here. All right, good. We're back. So when these three forms of love that you need to have love of God first. Love of God comes first. Why does love of God come first? Because let's be honest. If you don't know love of God, you don't know love at all. You don't know love of God at all. See, here's the problem with why you get caught up in these situations where you might end up with a baby mama and some baby mama drama that come with that. It's because you don't understand love of God, so you go out here and try to love people. Here's the process. I don't love people. I love God, and I trust him to sprinkle that love on the people who need to have it, the people who deserve to have it. I don't worry about trying to love people. That's an exercise in futility. But your carnal man wants to love people. Your carnal man wants to be loved by people because your carnal man has no connection with God. That love of God leads to self-love. When you know your love from God and your love of God, then you can identify your spirit man. The reason most people don't love themselves because they can't identify their spirit self. So you have somebody that may not look that good physically, and that ruins their life because they don't know the spirit self. Then you turn around, you have somebody that is dealing with other issues, but it's about to ruin their life because they don't know their spirit self. You have somebody that might be short and it bothers them because they don't know their spirit self. You have somebody who might be overweight and it bothers them because they don't know their spirit self. And you can't get to know your spirit self until you develop the love of God and learn to receive the love of God, because God loves you through your spirit. You get to know the essence of who you are. And once you know the essence of who you are, how can you hate that? How can you hate the righteous part of yourself? How can you hate the upstanding version of yourself? How can you hate the version of yourself that's adverse to evil? How can you hate the version of yourself that wants to lead you to the promised land all the time? The version that never fails you, the version that never falls weak to temptation, the version that never falls weak to all of the things that society tells you should be doing as a man. How can you fall out of love with that version of yourself? And from that love of God and that love of self comes the third thing that you must embrace. And you have no choice but to embrace it. If you develop that love of God and that love of self, you enter into a state of righteous peace. Righteous peace is an overwhelming peace. Not necessarily overwhelming to you, but it overwhelms everything in the world that's going on. Whether your environment is peaceful or not, you don't care because you're in a cocoon of righteous peace. Righteous peace is a cocoon. The more you get caught up in the world, the less righteous peace you have, because the more things you're concerned about. If you notice on the BOA channel, I've started to go live every day. You know why? Because I had to detach myself from what was going on in the lives of celebrities. I got into the habit of worrying about that stuff. I got into the habit of listening to that stuff to see if it would make some good content. I got into the habit of searching for that stuff to see if I could find somebody that would make some good content. Here's the thing. All of that is irrelevant. Because if it doesn't fit into the lessons of life, then it's ineffective and inefficient leadership of the carnal man. And that is not what you men have come to expect of me. That is not what God has come to expect of me. That is not what I have come to expect of me. See, the thing about that carnal man, he's always around for the fun. He's always around for the intimacy with the woman, but he'll never want to be around when the woman call you and say, hey, I think I'm pregnant. He always want to be around for the fun of riding and living good and buying all these things, or going to the casino, doing all that gambling, or drinking all that liquor, or doing all those drugs. Or he always want to be alone for the fun, but when the consequences come for that, he ain't nowhere to be around. He always want to be around when the crimes are being committed, but he never want to be around in the courtroom. He complains about the criminal justice system, but he's the one who enjoys all the crimes the most. He complains about the child support system, but he's the one who enjoys all the intimacy with all the women the most. He is never there to bail you out because he knows he can't. Being led by your carnal man is the most egregious exercise in futility that I have ever seen. Your carnal man will never lead you in the direction that your spirit man would want you to go. He never will. He doesn't even know that direction. That direction doesn't feel good to the carnal man. That direction doesn't arouse the carnal man. It doesn't get the carnal man high. The carnal man needs to get high. The spirit man will put you on a natural high. The spirit man needs to self-medicate to find peace. The carnal man needs to self-medicate to find peace, The spirit man is in the constant state of righteous peace. The carnal man needs to be appreciated by people. The spirit man appreciates the fact that people don't even know he exists. Your spirit man is your gift from God, and it is your gift to the world. But we live in a society that tells you to suppress it because he ain't no fun. He ain't no fun. And the carnal man says, I can serve you better in this society. I know what to do in this society. You want to have fun? Follow me. You want to get high? Follow me. You want to get paid? Follow me. We may have to step on some toes. We may have to hurt some people that don't deserve it, but follow me. You want to get a bunch of women? Follow me. We may have to tell some lies. We may have to deceive some women. We may have to treat some women bad, but follow me. I'll take you there. That's what the carnal man says. And here's the thing about following the carnal man. He can't force you. You have to look at your spirit man and say, well, spirit man, I'm going to be honest with you. You know I love you. You're like a brother to me. You know I trust you. You never steer me wrong. But carnal man is offering me a chance to have a little fun, something that I ain't never did with you. Now, here's the thing about that. I got to suppress you in order to go kick it with him. I won't suppress you long. I'm just going to go see what this is about with my carnal man. Then I'll be right on back. I'm telling you, I'll be right on back. Now, you could go in that cell right there on your own, or I can knock you out and throw you in there. But either way it goes, you got to go in that cell and be locked away so I can go out here and hang with my carnal man. In order to rule you, your carnal man must convince you to suppress your spirit man. But here's the problem. Can anyone tell me what the problem with that is? Jake Capito, appreciate the $7. How much that add up to, bro? Appreciate it. Can anyone tell me what happens when your carnal man convinces you to suppress your spirit man? What happens? What's the result of that? There is one particular immediate result of that. The very moment you lock that spirit man away, there is one immediate result. See, getting in trouble for it might take you forever. You may live 50 years before them chickens come home to roost. Karma may not come for 20 years. But when you suppress that spirit man, there's one thing that happens that assures that you're not going to pick that spirit man back up until that carnal man gets you in so much trouble that he bails on you. When you suppress your spirit, man, to follow the leadership of your carnal man, it quenches your fire to live righteously. When you suppress your spirit, man, you ain't gonna pick him back up until times get too tough where you need him. You ain't just gonna go and have a little fun with the carnal man and say, "Whoa, that was a good night right there, man. I'm gonna go back over here and let spirit out now." That's not what you're gonna do. You're gonna get out there in the world. You're gonna feel all of those different sensations, all of those physical sensations. You're gonna feel them. You're gonna love them. And you're gonna look at spirit man and say, "Man, I ain't never felt this good with spirit man. Ever." That's why I tell you men to take about 6 months out of every year, take half of every year away from intimacy with women. That way you know you're not overrun by your carnal man. Fasting lets you know you're not overrun by your carnal man. And not just fasting from food, fasting from other things. Lets you know that you're not overrun by your carnal man. Because until you break away from the worldly things that you're engaged in, and we all have to be engaged with some worldly things. It's all about how you use them. But the internet is a worldly thing. Social media is a worldly thing. So even if you use them for business, you're still involved in some respect with a worldly thing. You just have to use your spirit man to navigate those things. Because if you give over fully to your carnal man, you will have a whole bunch of good feelings that are fleeting. You remember we talked about that 24/7 righteous peace. That's all day, every day when you live according to the leadership of your spirit man. That's all day, every day peace. Peace of mind. These feelings you get from your carnal man are fleeting. You do all of this to get a quick feeling, then it's gone. You do all of that to get a quick feeling, then it's gone. And you got to do it again and again and again and again and again. And here's the thing that gets you caught up. Those things are so much fun to do to your carnal man. But to your spirit man, they are horrendous things. They are damaging things. They are destructive things. See, the world makes the life of carnality seem so lit. It is so lit. Hey, man, going out here balling, man, out here kicking it with these chicks, man, out here getting to this money, man, out here blowing these trees. Well, ain't nothing wrong. We ain't gonna talk about blowing trees like it's a terrible thing. But you out here, man, just out here enjoying life, man. You can using psychotropics, man, as a recreational high, man. You out here doing your thing, man, dealing with all these different women. Some of them single, some of them taken. You out here living your life, man. The world makes it seem so lit. But let me tell you how lit it really is. The consequences of that life are so terrible and so stark and such a contrast to the overall righteous peace you get from following your spirit man that they have to say things like YOLO. You only live once. So don't worry about the consequences. Do it anyway because you only live once. That's how deep the consequences and scars from that lifestyle are. And you know who say that? You only live once? Young folks. See, when you're in a society and young folks start to lead, then the lessons of life are learned on the fly. There's no one actually leading. The entire world is learning the lessons of life on the fly. Leadership must be earned through life experience. Am I saying that no one young has had any life experiences? No. But what I'm saying, there's a reason that in biblical times there were elders. Not elders who knew about the world, not elders who knew about the money, not elders who knew about the fame, elders who knew about God, elders who knew about the connection with the Most High. This society is the way it is because there are no elders who are connected to God. The elders are afraid of society and they are disengaged from God. They are disengaged from God, man. And if the elders aren't engaged with God, hey, man, nobody else has a chance. Nobody else has a chance. Elders are afraid to disengage from society. They want to detach themselves from what's going on. They don't feel any sense of responsibility, man, to try to connect the people back to God. They don't feel it. They themselves are afraid to be connected to God. They'd rather just go off and hide in a hole somewhere and throw rocks. The elders are afraid to disengage from God because they don't have the intestinal fortitude and strength to speak anything opposite of what the religious fanatics say. They don't have the guts. They don't have the guts to repeat anything from the word of God that's contrary to what's popular. They don't trust God and God don't trust them. They're afraid and disengaged from self. Because like we said earlier, in order to love self, you got to love God. You can't love yourself if you don't love God. That's why you got to buy all this stuff and clothe yourself in all this stuff and do all this different stuff and show all this different stuff and live all these different ways and try to impress all these different people because you don't love yourself. When you love yourself, man, you don't even worry about what people think. Like you just don't worry about it. When I come on here and talk to you guys, man, I don't care what people think. I come on here to do a mission for God, then I'm gone. What they think, okay, everybody gonna always think something. I ain't got time to worry about what they think. I got better things to think about. I got better things to occupy my time. Me thinking about what somebody thinks about me is interfering with my righteous peace. And I need my righteous peace, man. I need it. It works for me. See, godliness is unpopular and frowned upon in this society. I want y'all to think about that. You can be a murderer and get more accolades and props and respect from people than you can going out ministering the word of God, talking about the statutes and commandments to the people, talking about the connection with God to the people. You can be a whoremonger and get more respect and more love and appreciation and more support than if you go out into this world talking about the word of God, man. Unless you shape it in a way that this society has already accepted. You can't even tell somebody, hey, man, you know you're a descendant of the children of Israel. They're going to find a way to debate what you're saying. But they'll put on a t-shirt that say, free little such and such, who's on trial for 5 bodies. This is the world we live in. Godliness is unpopular and frowned upon. So if you want to be unpopular, be godly. You want people to have you looking at you like you crazy? That's how you want people looking at you? Just be godly. If you want people to stay away from around you, be godly. I want y'all to think about that, man. People don't invite me to parties no more, man. It's been years since people already know not to invite me. They know I ain't coming. I would rather have my righteous peace than to be in so, hey, yeah, man, man, righteous peace. These people don't have righteous peace. If you have righteous peace, brothers, you got to protect it. Anthony Glover, appreciate the $50 sponsorship, my brother. I appreciate you, man, coming through with the support as always. Salute to you. Chief Standstill, appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Peace and blessing, bro. Proverb 9:9, give instruction to wise men, and who be yet wise, to teach a just man, he will increase in learning. Always coming with the word. Chief is in here again, man. That's a brother, you know, that's a brother that meditates in the word. Let me tell you something, brothers. If you ain't spending at least some time every day. I ain't gonna give you no certain number of time because that ain't what God demands of us. But if you ain't spending some time every day meditating on the word, at least one verse, one scripture, one chapter, one something, man, you are at the mercy of your carnal man. You need to read these things. Because having them in your mind versus having them on that page being a fresh reminder, two different things. You got to meditate in the word, man. You got to meditate in the statutes and commandments. You got to meditate in the laws. You got to meditate to live a righteous life, man. Because without a righteous life, there is no righteous peace. And we are the minority in this world because most people give in to the pressure from their carnal man to suppress their spirit man, which causes you to quote your fire to live righteously and have an excuse to not be righteous. An excuse now to not be righteous. And they range, man, and you can listen to guys, you can hear the evil energy. That's why we don't compartmentalize our thoughts. We compartmentalize ourselves. This is the righteous compartment over here. This is where I exist. The only way in this righteous compartment is if you're righteous as well. Or at the very least, striving to be righteous. Because none of us is righteous. We're striving to be righteous. We're living a righteous life. And if you're not living that life, hey man, you can't, ain't no doing that. Like certain things ain't gonna go on in my dwelling. That's just the bottom line. Certain things will not go on. If I don't do it, why would I mean, my mama got to live by my rules. She come to the crib, man. She got to live by my rules. She got to play the game the way that I have set the rules. That's just the bottom line. It has to be that way. Because someone else's carnal man can lure your carnal man. That's why you have to watch the company you keep. That's why Proverbs says, man, don't keep the company of evil men. You cannot go in the way with evil men, with wicked men. You can't. Why would you? You can't do it, man. You have to be cognizant of the fact that you are responsible for your own connection to God, man. It is a personal thing that you must decide yourself that you want to do. And you must do everything in your power to strengthen your spirit, man. So you can't be misled and controlled by your carnal man. Because your carnal man will never weaken. He's in this world. The desires that your carnal man has, the lust that your carnal man has is not going to die. It's not going to lessen. It's not going to weaken. So you have to strengthen your spirit, man, by meditating in that word and eliminating evil from your environment. You have to do it, brothers. So I appreciate everybody being in the joint, man. We ain't gonna do this too long, man. You know, I just wanted to come in here and jump on this topic, man, because I think it's a topic that we as men, that we as righteous men, we as godly men, we as men who are striving to see the face of the Most High and find as much grace in His sight as we can. We have to come in here and have these discussions amongst ourselves because there ain't many places out in the world we can go and have these discussions. So we congregate here in the kingdom and take care of those things. While everybody else is balling, I'm trying to focus on my calling. And I know that you men are doing the same. Y'all put God first, man. Put yourself second. And trust God to figure out the West for you while you focus on staying close to your mission and staying steady in the boat in this world of evil tropical storms. Be back in this joint, man. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll see about tomorrow, man. But you can rely on me to be in here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of every week moving forward. That's our new schedule. That's the schedule we're going to stick to. So I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. And I got to do a little traveling this week, man. I got to go finish up the mixtape, man, and get a final mix put on it. When I talk to y'all next week, man, the mixtape will be done. It'll be done. So I'm going to do a mixtape, and then I'll come back with the actual project, man, in a couple of months. Still got a couple of cameos I'm trying to pull together for the actual project, man, and that's a process. But the mixtape, man, it will be ready for y'all, man. Within the next couple of weeks, man. I'm trying to figure out some kind of cool way to do a release for it, but y'all be looking for that, man. We'll have that thing ready to roll when I come from this road trip, man. So a couple of episodes may be in the car, man, on both channels, man. But y'all know we can get down with that, man. So anyway, brothers, I appreciate everybody being in the joint. Y'all be at the BOA channel, man, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got a great topic on the BOA channel where I don't even remember what the topic is on the BOA channel. The 10 most beta simp mindsets embodied by the common man, but not alpha kings. It's going to be a great topic, man. Y'all tune in for that one. It's going to be phenomenal. Again, SJ3, GC, Big Rich. I appreciate y'all brothers being in the building. AG, I appreciate sponsorship, brother. Roastrumentals, appreciate you being a member, man, of the kingdom, brother. Salute, welcome. Chief, I appreciate the support as well, man. J. Capito, appreciate the support. C. Rob, appreciate the super chat, man. Salute to you. Donnell Harris, appreciate the support. Spiritual ODG, J. Computer, man. J. Capito, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. I appreciate y'all joining up. N8, appreciate the support. Let's get ready to slide on out of here, man. Y'all put God first. Keep grinding to grow on, my brothers. Let's pull it together, man, and live this life, man, according to the way God told us to. Peace.